Hey everybody, how you doing? I got Ben supervising me over here. And I just doing a video here. Look at that. Look at that. Baja Design lights. That's right. For the 2017 Nissan Titan, these fog lights are awesome. The reason why I'm doing these is because of the fact that when I went out with Josh and Tristan on that trip to Mount Hood, man, especially Josh, he just split the night and the fog that was rolling in with those amber lights. I was just amazed by him. And following a lot of guys like Swell Runner and Lifestyle Overland and Expedition Overland, a lot of them talk about when you're going out in groups, it's really good to have amber lights, both at the front of your vehicle, but also at the rear. One, to cut down through the fog and through the night, and they're not so bright and brilliant, but it seems like the amber cuts through all of that a lot better than white light does. Number two, if you're driving behind somebody, you're not blinding them with all of that white light. And number three, white light reflects a lot more off of the sand, the dirt, and the fog than the ambers do. So whether you're driving behind somebody or in front of somebody, having ambers pointing behind you as well as in front of you helps the people around you as you're driving. I didn't know that. I grew up with amber lights being kind of a normal thing, but I never really thought about it in relation to the overlanding aspect. Also, big shout out to my buddy Josh who hooked me up back in June with this Ready light. And this Ready light, it was a lifesaver. Whoa, look at that. The Ready light was a lifesaver, sliding this whole light on there, turning it on and shining it. And then when I had to get in and I had to get a little more light at the fender, I just disconnected one of these little pucks, turned it on, and because it's magnetic, it stuck up against the fender or such, and I was able to have hands-free lighting. So a big shout out to Ready Light, and a big shout out to my buddy Josh again over at Lolo Overland Outfitting. But these lights are Baja Design lights. What I did is I actually wanted to get something like this, so of course, what do? I reach out to my buddy Mike over at Off-Road Warehouse, and I got to chatting with him like, Mike, this is what I'd like to do because, man, Josh just did a great job and all this stuff. He hooked me up with these lights. They came directly from Baja Design. They don't know anything about me probably, so kudos to you guys. I love this simple installation. I got this box. It was really well packed. Again, it was shipped directly from Baja Design and not Off-Road Warehouse. I got the box pretty quickly within a week of ordering, and it was during Christmas time rush. So that was a really cool thing on Baja Designs. Secondly, the box came perfectly well packed, well padded, and then the box was in a box. The box itself is really cool. I got a decal and a bunch of directions. The directions were really clear, except for one little thing that I wasn't really familiar with. But if you're fairly handy, it's not going to be an issue. It was just basically the pin connectors here and stuff, and how they fit to the factory and so on, and to the housing wire that came down. It wasn't a hard thing. I mean, take a look at it a little bit, you kind of figure it out, you're good to go. So Baja Designs really has good directions. You simply take the light that you have, and they give you a metal bracket that you attach to the light using these washers. Now, two of the washers are smooth and two of the washers are serrated. And the serrated washers, as the directions show, the serrated washers go between the bracket and the housing of the fog lamp, and you tighten it down. The one thing that, me, it was common sense, but some people might not think of it, or you might not pay attention to it in haste, because sometimes we get a little crazy and we want to get this stuff put in real quickly, is the bracket that mounts to the Baja Design housing, the light. What happens is when you tighten it down, that bracket might be a little bit off, meaning if the face of the light is like this and the bracket comes on, it's really easy to have that bracket canted a little bit towards the back of the light, or even a little bit forward towards the front of the light. And that'll affect how the lamp actually attaches, because when you attach it and you hook everything up, the bracket's going to sit flat to your mounting bracket like it is in trip, but the light will be pointing upwards or downwards. So when you're putting these together, make sure you line up, you hold your fog lamp and you look at the side of it, and then you take that bracket and you want to line that up so it's even, so you got a good space even across there. Because once you install these, and if you've got lights that are doing something like this, you're actually going to have to take apart, you're going to have to take the 3 bolts off your Nissan Titan. You're going to have to take the 3 bolts off, you have to pull it off, and then you're going to have have to go ahead and eyeball that a little bit and then tighten those back down again and put it back in. You really just need 3 tools for this. You need a 10mm Allen key to actually attach the bracket to the fog light. You're going to need a 4mm, or a 2.5mm, I'm sorry. So you're going to need a 4mm to attach the fog light, Allen key. You'll need a 2.5mm if you plan on changing out the clear to ambers like I did. And then you're going to need a 10mm socket. I used 1/4 inch, and that's to take off the 3 bolts that are holding your factory original house light to the inside of the bumper, and then, you know, to put it back on. You'll still use those same bolts, so you don't have to worry about anything else fancy or special. So it's really just those 3, 4mm Allen key, a 2.5mm Allen key, and then a 10mm socket, 1/4 inch with an extension. You're gonna want something at least a 4-inch extension so you can get in there and move really good. But don't forget lighting. You're gonna need lighting. Do I recommend a ready light to use it? Why not? Of course, you already got it. You're an overlander, right? You're camping. You already have one of these ready lights, right? Right? Well, if not, Josh sells them, so you can jump out over by Lolo Overland Outfitting or shoot him an email and he'll hook you up with the light. But this was an awesome work light. But that was it. It literally took me about 10 minutes to go through the box and put everything together. Of course, it would take you a little longer. I filmed some of it so to get you B-roll footage, but it's literally 5-10 minutes to put the housings together. You come down here, this was less than 15-20 minutes and I was done. And that was include doing some camera and stuff like that, but other than that, it worked out great. So Mike, again, thank you very much, sir. Off-Road Warehouse, if you guys need anything for your 2nd generation Nissan Titan, or for any vehicle for that matter, jump over to Off-Road Warehouse, check them out. If you got any questions, give them a call, ask for Mike if you got a Nissan Titan, especially a 2nd gen like old Trip here, and he'll hook you up and steer you in the right direction. If you got any other needs, like your rooftop tents, your refrigerators and all that thing, or even maybe some Baja Designs, depending on who you want to buy from, check out Josh over at Lolo Overland Outfitting too. Both of those guys' names and links will be down below. And again, I do appreciate it. Hopefully, again, you guys all had a great Happy New Year and a great Christmas. And I'm really looking forward to 2020. So you all have a good one. We'll catch you in the next video. Bye.